I can tell you moved this light.
I did move the light.
Because I feel like I'm like on a warming tray at Burger King.
Yeah, the lighting looks fine. What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to continually, to get an even tan. Welcome back to Talking Story. My name is John Minton, and that right there is my literary wingman, the boy wondered of my booktube Batman.
Your tanning associate.
My tanning guru. You're gonna make sure I get perfectly.
I will. I'll color correct it right now, so you're nice and crispy.
Do you have a button like for bronzer?
I don't think it's a button, but I can do it.
Yeah, you just like keep toggling it up for like the bronzer button. Just go all the way up to swarthy.
I don't think swarthy is a preset in the editing software we have.
Because my pasty skin could use some of that.
No, you look good.
All right. I'll take your word for it. Hey, can you believe it's October?
No, I cannot. Feels weird.
Oh my God. It is crazy, right? It's crazy to be doing the spooky season TBR. I can't believe we're already in October.
So close to Dragonsteel.
Months away, man.
I know.
We are months away. I cannot wait.
Get to meet so many cool people.
We're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be unbelievable. I can't wait. We're gonna record it all, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, everything. If they don't take our camera away and throw us out on our ear,
they might. We'll have to see what happens.
That's a distinct possibility. You don't know what I'm going to say.
No, I don't. I mean, I've asked for a media badge, I think 3 times now, and no one's replied to me. So
I really don't think they're giving us anything.
I think they don't want us to have a camera. They're afraid of what you're going to do.
I'm pretty sure everything we shoot's going to have to be through a window.
Yeah, it might be. I'll get a telephoto lens. We'll get a lot of walking shots of you.
Yeah, we're going to absolutely have to do that. You know what? This spooky season TBR is excited because you're in it.
I am?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're right. I'm not prepared.
Oh, come on.
It's right here.
Are you kidding me? All right, you better get it. You better be ready. I'm ready. I've been ready.
Continue without me in the meantime.
Well, it's the first one I'm pulling up, and you could pull it up too. You ready? We'll count it down.
Okay.
We'll count down. All right. Okay, look. Spooky. I love spooky season. The reason I'm catching up on so much fantasy is because I've been reading horror for so many years. It's my number one all-time fave. Although I tell you what, fantasy is quickly eclipsing it because everything you guys are recommending has just been knocked out of the park for me. But love it when we get to spooky season. I get to go back to my comfort zone a little bit. And we're going to do one of our favorites. And this is going to be, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Yours is much nicer. Man, you gotta get a nicer
copy.
Look, let me tell you what's important about this is it's the actual 1831 edition, unabridged. Is yours?
That is special. I believe so. I mean, I know it comes with illustrations, which is most of the reason that I got it.
Look, I'm not asking you for pretty pictures. I'm saying, is it the 1831
Let me confirm.
Unabridged?
I'm almost positive it is. I feel like I've checked this before. Give me about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I can tell. You're going to have to call help into the room and help you out there. Look, let me go on for a little bit while you're doing that. This is actually going to be our choice for the book club with the misses this month. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And we're going to be visited during that book club with the missus when we go into deep and talk everything about this amazing classic for spooky season. Jacob is going to read along with us. He is going to join us. So it is going to be not only book club with the missus, it is going to be family book club.
It will. I'm very excited.
With Frankenstein. This started so much emotion. The things that this book has done moving forward, unbelievable. We're going to break it down and look at every bit of it. Please, if you haven't read this, join us. We're going to push it down a little bit into the month, probably right around mid-month, somewhere in there. We'll do book club with the missus. So we'll give everybody a chance to read this and join us for the discussion. If you've read it, read it again. This is one of those that you're going to find just new gems every time you read Dr. Frankenstein's tragic trail of trying to peel back that curtain between life and death and what's on the other side, and how can he overcome it? How can he make sense of tragedy and overcome it and pierce that veil with science? Should he? Even though, if he can, should he? So many amazing moral quandaries explored in this book, and we're going to talk about it all. Please join us. If you haven't read it, grab a copy. If you've read it, think about a reread, because this has so much. Every time I read it, I'm just floored time and time again. This is one of my all-time favorites. I believe it's one of your all-time favorites.
It is. It is maybe the only book I've read twice.
Wow. Is that true?
I think it might be. I'll have to do some thinking on that, but I think that's true.
Okay, well, did you find out what version you have?
It doesn't say anywhere. It says this deluxe edition features Mary Shelley's 1831 introduction, but it doesn't say which edition the actual text itself is.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
It's not a good sign. Okay, we'll have to look into that deeper.
Yeah.
But it has pretty pictures.
Yeah, very pretty pictures.
I think we found how you shop for books.
No, we definitely did. 100% we did.
Okay, well, what can we say? Baby steps. Baby steps.
We're getting there.
We are getting there. So that's going to kick off spooky season. Book Club with the Misses. Again, we're going to have our discussion probably somewhere around mid-month, and it will be book club with the entire family this time, so don't miss it. It's going to be very, very exciting. And then continuing on with spooky season. You can't have a spooky season without the master of horror.
I mean, you can, but
yeah,
what
but
fun
you
is
shouldn't.
it?
You shouldn't. So the next book I pick up, because let's face it, this won't take me very long, I don't think.
No.
Is going to be Doomakey by Stephen King. Now, I'm almost positive this is one of those that I just never got around to. I have read so many books by Stephen King, but it's so hard to read absolutely all of them.
It is the complete 1818 edition.
Why don't you just,
I thought there was no better time to bring it up, so I'm just gonna pipe in now.
Honestly, you're absolutely right. Okay, perfect. You're set. Okay. So as I was saying,
please continue. I'm sorry.
This is one of those. Doomakey by Stephen King is one of those I think I missed. So either one of two things is going to happen here. I think this is one of the ones that I just never got around to, and I hear amazing things about it. People put it on their favorites list. It's kind of an unsung favorite. It's not like on everybody's favorite list, but the people that do put it on their list are very passionate about it. And it's just not up there. But either this is going to be, I'm going to start on this and I'm going to go, oh yeah, and it's going to be a reread, which I should absolutely do a reread because it's not up there. Or it's going to be my first time on an amazing Stephen King book that I think I missed, because it's just one of those times in my life when I wasn't actively reading every book that he came out with. And there's a few that skip by me, and I think I'm pretty positive this is one of them.
I have a Stephen King related question for you.
Yeah,
sure. I've seen a lot of people confused in your top 10 Stephen King video why Pet Sematary is not featured in your list. And you have explained many times in other videos that you feel like it didn't hit you because you hadn't had a kid yet and the horror would react to you differently if you reread it. Are you going to reread Pet Sematary?
I absolutely want to schedule a reread of Pet Sematary. I really do.
It's just not this time.
But I would like to catch up on some of the ones that I think I have missed and haven't read at all before I start doing some rereads.
Totally understood.
So, that's what I'm thinking about. So, hey, just real quick, I'm just going to throw out what this is about, just in case you haven't gotten into Stephen King, or this is one that you might have missed as well. So just real quickly, on Doomakey, a man who should be dead finds healing in the solitude of painting. But Edgar Fremantle is far from alone. after a terrible construction site accident severed his right arm, scrambled his mind, and imploded his marriage, the wealthy Minnesota builder faces the ordeal of rehabilitation alone and enraged, renting a house on a stunningly beautiful and eerily underdeveloped splinter off the Florida coast. Edgar slowly emerges from his prison of pain to bond with Elizabeth Eastlake, a sick old woman whose roots are tangled deep in Duma Key. And as he heals, he paints, feverishly, compulsively, his exploding talent both a wonder and a weapon. For Edgar's creations are not just paintings, but portals for the ghost of Elizabeth's past, and their power cannot be controlled.
Ooh.
And I gotta say, I think this is a first time for me, because that just doesn't, you would think that would jive something up here if this was a reread for me. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get to Stephen King that I have not read. I slipped past me, and that's going to get fixed this spooky season.
Very exciting.
So let's get into our indie read.
Oh, okay.
This is big, man. I've been wanting to get back to this. Friend of the channel, Jacqueline Hagan, Riverfall Chronicles.
Yeah.
Book 3, The Blue Flames. The cliffhanger that book 2 left us on, right? You don't know, and I can't say, but wow, there are cliffhangers, and there is the end of book 2 of Riverfall Chronicles. So I am so excited to get back to this. And why is this the perfect spooky season? Yes, it's gaslamp fantasy. Yes, it's got that Dickensian feel. Yes, at times this is even kind of a cozy feel as you spend time with the colonists in their magical place that they're hiding out from all the frenetic action that's going on in this world. But also, this is just horrific. It's just got one dimension apparently breaking into another as part of this mystery that's unraveling, and some of these ghosts that are peeking through and possessing people on this planet. We need answers. It is terrifying. It's got a nice strand of kind of Lovecraftian horror with that bleeding from one dimension to the other. It's just the perfect feel for spooky season. I can think of no better time to get back into what is one of my all-time favorite indie series, and just a huge, amazing human, Jacqueline Hagan's work. I can't wait to get back to it.
I was going to say, I would love even more if it means that you get to talk to Jacqueline Hagan again.
I mean, nothing would please me more than to talk to Jackie just all the time. She's one of the best. I'm not going to read the back because this is book 3, so it might reference something in books 1 or book 2. And if you haven't started your journey into Riverfall Chronicles, what a mystery. Even after book 1, you're going to feel like I just am getting the borders of this mystery, this jigsaw puzzle, and yet I'm still missing some pieces, and I shouldn't, because that's a straight edge. I should be able to figure that out, but it's such a maddeningly twisted mystery that you're going to fall into, and characters that you just don't know who to trust, but you can't stop yourself from being all in on them and just wanting to follow them. It is an amazing genre-blending series that if you have not started your journey, I can't stress enough, absolutely pick up book 1, The Wickwire Watch, and start. Or if you're like me, maybe you could join me for book 3 if you're a little bit further into it. And this, I cannot wait to get to. Perfect indie read for spooky season.
Love it. Happy to see it.
Yeah. Okay. Here, every one of these is just amazing.
I was going to say, it sounds like something big's coming. What you got?
Something big. This was sent to us by Brenda from Reading by Michelle.
Oh,
and
okay.
She sent this to me. I have not read this yet. I love a good vampire story. And oh my gosh. Brenda, thank you so much. I told you I was going to grab this for spooky season, and I absolutely am. I hear amazing things about this, kind of a historical fantasy, a bit of a vampire story. This is hugely popular. I'm just one of the few people that hadn't got to it yet, and I can't wait to get to it. Let me hit you up with a little bit of what this is, of what you can expect from this type of read here. Breathtakingly suspenseful and beautifully written, The Historian is a story of a young woman plunged into a labyrinth where the secrets of her family's past connect to an inconceivable evil, the dark 15th century reign of Vlad the Impaler. and a time-defying pact that may have kept his awful work alive through the ages. The search for the truth becomes an adventure of monumental proportions, taking us from monasteries and dusty libraries to the capitals of Eastern Europe, in a feat of storytelling so rich, so hypnotic, so exciting that it has enthralled readers around the world. That is The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova.
Ooh. I love it.
What better spooky season read can you grab than one that includes Vlad Tepes, Vlad the Impaler?
I believe vampires are one of your favorite monsters as well.
One of my favorites, one of my absolute favorite iconic horror creatures is the vampire. The long-lived, the immortality, the look at human foibles and drives and desires by someone so long-lived. Will it become twisted? Will it become just a search for their humanity after they've lived so long? And it seems like this is an ages-old mystery that she's trying to unravel, a bit of a historical fiction, bit of world hopping. This just sounds like it's just going to be one of my favorites. I can't believe I haven't picked this up before now. It is happening this spooky season.
Can't wait. Man, you're stacked up with good stuff.
Man, I am stacked up. This is going to be an amazing October. And I got one more. But look, the one more is a contingency plan.
Okay.
Because I think we should say, we'll take a little break and drop in some people right here probably because they have some say, right?
They do absolutely do have a say.
Hey, just a quick break from the show to say a very special thank you to all of our correspondents, our directors, and our producers here that help us build the channel. Together, they do so many things. They help us make decisions. They help us keep the lights on and keep rolling, all the way up to taking over our channel once a month and getting their content on our channel. If you're interested and you have any questions about it, right down there in the description box under the Patreon link, you can find out all about it. And just a very special thank you to all of these people. Now, back to the show. This is incomplete, and you can tell some of these are chunky. Like these three alone, these are between 700 and 800 pages, right?
Yeah.
So, depending on what the Patreon read is chosen by our patrons, because that will absolutely have to happen for October. So depending on what that is and how much time I have left, it may not be horror, but I got to wrap up.
That's not a spooky read.
Let me tell you, I want to wrap this up.
There's an imposter in this list.
If I can squeeze this in, I'm going to squeeze it in because, the Queen, Robin Hobb. I'm on book 2 right now. I'm going to be 200 pages in, pretty close to when I just step off a camera. I'm going to grab that book and get to page 200 by the end of the night. The work was a little bit of a bear today. I didn't get a lot of read. I didn't have a chance to sneak in anything during the day on my lunch break or anything like that. So I got a little bit of making up to do in this evening. But Robin Hobb, Assassin's Quest, Book 3 of the Farseer trilogy, which is the first trilogy in the overarching series of Realm of the Elderlings. Guys, I can't find any more superlatives. What can I say? I am into book 2, and just to be pulled back into the court intrigue with these characters that I just feel like live down the street from me. I just am all in with them. I just know them. They are so real. They are so three-dimensional. Their desires, their dreams, their fears, their life arc. Young Fitz coming into his own. He's about 15 here at the beginning of book 2. And yeah, what can I say? That's when a young man's heart turns to love. And it just is bringing back so many memories of my own at that time. It is just so well realized. And emotionally, the depth is just phenomenally real, and 3 dimensions play out in every character and every moment. You would think it would play like melodrama, but it does not, because every moment is completely motivationally earned by the character on that journey, and you can track it in your mind. So far anyway, I would absolutely do the same thing. Now, I have a lot of people tell me, oh, Fitz gets to be a drama queen, just wait for it. As he gets a little bit older, just wait for it, and you'll want to smack that kid for what he does and the choices he makes. I haven't got there yet. For me, I'm watching Fitz going, yeah, young blood, yeah, kid, I would do the same. I would do the absolute same thing. So look, I'm going to try and squeeze this in. I'll probably fail. I'm going to call it right now. These are some big.
They're pretty thick.
These are some pretty thick, spooky books I got here, and every one of these is going to happen, plus the patron read before I would reach for this. But if I can make it, maybe I can just have a couple days I can start and maybe read it in between some things through the end of the year and just try sneak some time here or there. But I don't know. Maybe I'll have to wait for a little bit to wrap up the first trilogy. We'll see what happens.
Man, I'm gonna laugh if the Patreon read is just some 1,000-page tome, and you have to kick off your one not spooky book for the month.
You know, there are some on the list that are just that. So you just don't know.
We'll see what happens.
Just don't know. So it's between the patrons and the august Mr. Pooh, who will oversee all the ping pong balls and how they fall to make sure no shenanigans happen.
Pooh is a shenanigan in himself, so that system is broken immediately.
You know what? He kind of is a little gremlin. I do have to say that. I absolutely have to agree. He's a minion. He's a little bit of a gremlin that runs around the house. And I came home today, and it's like he had one of every one of my shoes in the living room.
That does not shock me at all.
Yeah, he just took one of every, and they were all spread out all over the living room.
He is pudgy and evil. He should not be trusted.
I mean, those are two adjectives I really can't dispute for him. So what can I? There's not much I can say. So here we go. Here we are. We are all the way up to October. In this BookTube reading journey we are sharing with you as I try and catch up on some of the best of fantasy, but going to tap the brakes a little bit on that as we go back to my comfort zone of horror for October. And join us, if you will, for any of these. If you haven't, if you want to get in on it, especially the book club with the missus, come along with us.
Absolutely. Quick question.
Yeah.
How long has it been since you've had a month where there's not a Cosmere read in your TBR?
I was wondering if you would notice that.
I just noticed. You don't have a Sanderson book in there.
This
Did it
was
take
supposed
it?
to be my This was supposed to be my Cosmere catch-up read.
Wow.
But if I can sneak something into spooky season that is not spooky, it's gonna be the Queen, because that's how much I'm loving it. I'm letting go. But we will get back to Rhythm of War.
Does that not put you behind? Because you have Rhythm of War, Sunlit Man, and another one until you're caught up, right?
No.
Oh, it's just those two. Okay.
Just those two. So I'll have to do Rhythm of War in November, and then, we got to do Wind and Truth in December, and then I'll do Sunlit Man in January. So it pushes us a little bit into next year with Sunlit Man. Sunlit Man is not crazy long, and I have heard that it's like the furthest time-wise into the Cosmere he's written. It's kind of like a sci-fi feel, so I don't feel too bad about letting it slot in after the first arc of Stormlight Archive is done.
Isn't Sunlit Man supposed to be very Cosmere important, though?
Yeah.
I wonder if people will comment and say it's not recommended that you miss Sunlit Man before this end of the first arc of Stormlight.
That is probably a very good point. Hit us up in comments. Let's say this. My Cosmere Sherpas out there that know the Cosmere so well, hit us up in comments and say, if you can squeeze one in, you don't want to not read Sunlit Man. You should absolutely read it before Rhythm of War. You should absolutely read it before you get to Wind and Truth. I will put this aside and I'll make it my one non-spooky slot in that I can get to. How about that?
Makes sense.
We'll let the experts guide us.
That's crazy that you're loving Robin Hobbs so much that you pushed back your Cosmere catch-up.
I'm just telling you that this is just so good.
Patreon strikes again.
I think you would really enjoy this. I'm
sure I would. Robin Hobbs has that very particular gorgeous writing, doesn't she?
It's not highly stylized. It's just lyrical and beautiful enough. It's not going to stop you with its poetry. It's going to come across just like, this is easily digestible. It's not tripping me up. It's not slowing me down. But then she will just have oh, she'll just drop a little gem or just an analogy or metaphor here or there sparingly that makes you go, oh, that's pretty. But
So not quite Janny, but not Sanderson either.
no, not anywhere near as stylized as Janny. But her strength is character. She builds these characters that are so fully realized, that take you on this journey. And it's like, you're just reading about a young man. Is this action packed? Am I on a huge quest in this high fantasy world? I mean, it's in the background somewhat. I'm really just finding out about this young man in love at this point, about some court intrigue, about how he's trying to fit in as a bastard to this royal family. And all of that familial drama is what pulls you back. It's like it's what keeps you enwrapped in like a great Arthur Miller play or something. As you watch this family drama unfold before you, you just can't look away. And when you think about it, it's like, whoa, nothing super dramatic or spikes happened for a good chunk of it, and yet I still can't look away. And she has that type of power of character. It just sucks you in. I think you'd really like it. And I'm not saying the language is stylized or highbrow in any way, but it's just she knows exactly what she's doing.
Okay, I will definitely add it to my TBR.
But having said all that, if the experts reach out and say, "Go, no, John, no, hit those brakes. You got to do Sunlit Man before Rhythm of War. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to put it after the end of Stormlight Archive Arc 1. I will put this aside and I'll slot it right back in here. And that will be the one that we try and make, depending on the patron read, if we can get to it, the non-spooky read that we slide in for the month.
All right. We'll see
Right?
what
So
people
hit us up in comments. Hit us up in comments. Gosh, we love comments, right? That's the whole reason that the Boy Wonder helped me build this channel, is so I could have some people to talk about books with, people that love books as much as I do, love the kind of books I do. I'm going to answer comments as quickly as I absolutely can, because that's the whole reason we built this channel, is to talk back and forth with some other book lovers. So hit us up. And you know what? While you're down there, hey, that little thumbs up button, I don't know if you ever realized it or saw it or paid attention to it or not. It is such a great way to support the channel if you like what we do here. It takes no time at all. It's so easy and it's so important. It helps us get out there further and meet new people and grow the channel in ways that you wouldn't even imagine are possible just from hitting that one little button helping to support us. And if you've stopped by a time or two, or maybe this is your first time going, oh, what is this? What's this doofus going to read for the month of October? And you kind of dig the vibe and you want to kind of stick around and see what we think of each and every one of these as we go through the month, and see if any of them make my best of list for 2024, or just maybe be here around for a little bit of a longer journey of, as I try and catch up about the best of fantasy since I've been away for so long reading, how that goes. If any of that interests you, you want to hang out, you want to be part of the community and in crowd and talk about books all the time, hit that subscribe button. That little subscribe button. It takes no time at all. Boop, you're done. And I'm just gonna say, and you know what I'm gonna say.
I wish I didn't.
I'm just gonna say, it gives you a tingle. It really does.
It really doesn't.
We're gonna prove this with science, but until we do, he can keep saying no. But we're gonna prove it with science. But it absolutely does, because you join a community of like-minded people that love art, that love character, that love story, that want to talk about it and live vicariously through it, and enrich our lives with it. How could that not give you a tingle to find a group like that? Hit that subscription button. I think you will absolutely find this group will absolutely give you a tingle.
What a speech. Minus all the tinkle garbage.
Oh, the tinkle garbage. What? You must be the angry elf at Christmas.
That's exactly right. That's me.
You're like that angry little elf. You got kind of that hairdo from Hermie in the Rudolph thing, though. You know?
I'm overdue for a haircut. It's not looking good.
You're looking like Hermie. You're looking like you want to grow up to be a dentist.
I am. I'll throw in a picture of Hermie for those that don't remember.
Would you please?
Sure,
because I'm telling you, you are absolutely rocking the Hermie there.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it. I think I should get a haircut tomorrow, maybe.
Maybe I would carve out some time.
Yeah, it's got to happen.
I would absolutely carve out some time. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us on our October spooky season TBR. Hey, gosh, if you're still here, first of all, wow.
Why?
I don't know.
No one does.
I have no idea. But if you're still here, that tells me that you are book people, and in my book, that makes you the best people. My name is John Minton. That is
Hermie.
Yes, 100%. That is Hermie, and this has been Talking Story.